So let me make this make sense. First and foremost, let me explain something here. Okay? When we are all younger individuals, let's say we're younger kids in school, the friends you have then, if you're lucky, you might keep a few of them in a lifetime, if you're lucky. But it all depends on the changes you make as a person, for the good or the bad. Because as we keep going on in life, things just drastically change. People start to go down different roads, different paths. You're going to go to junior high and high school with certain people you will never see again, ever, once school is done. And depending on the changes you make, is going to be significant if you're going to end up being probably friends with somebody or not. If you really change yourself as a person and you're just kind of, because when you're in school, let's be honest, everybody's kind of on the same type of level. No one's successful. Everyone's in school. I mean, you could be getting better grades than people, but you're still kind of equal. You're still kind of in the same situation. You're not making money. They're not making money. Everyone's kind of equal. Like I said, you might be a smarter kid of the class. Some kid might be a dumber kid of the class. You're still kind of in the same position in life right now, so you're kind of equal in a sense. But as you keep going, things change. Some people's going to progress, some people's going to fall off. And if you're the type of person after school that you really get serious, you get focused on your life, you get focused on your goals, your mission, your path, your purpose, and other people don't, there's a very high percentage of a chance that you are not going to be friends with a lot of those people when it's said and done. In fact, they're going to fall off pretty quick. Because you're hitting new levels, you're hitting new strides, you're not on the same level as them anymore. Because they're not doing the work that you're doing. You're doing a lot more work, a lot different work than they're doing. Your mindset is in a different place. If you were to be around these people as you change, you're not going to see eye to eye. It's almost like you're going to be on a different speed than these people, different understanding. You're probably going to find them negative because it's almost like what they are for you is just the past. It's just the past. You're headed so far and so fast towards the future that they're not there. They're just, it's like they're done. It's like they already threw in the towel, but you're right there. You're on your path. You're straight ahead, like a speed of light towards whatever it is that you're doing. What you're going to come to realize is that a lot of those type of people, when you were that person that's ahead, speed of light towards your path and purpose, a lot of the other people that might not be, they're just going to end up kind of like the enemy, kind of like these so-called friends you used to have. And this is just a part of life. People change, and the unfortunate thing is jealousy is a very real thing too. Jealousy, envy. And when you're the type of person that's getting better, they're going to be the ones that's in the position of being jealous and envious, not you. Because you can still look at these people, you can still talk to these people, whatever. But they can't do the same with you. Because all the action you put in behind the scenes created so much character in yourself to the point where you changed so much they didn't see it, but now that they see you and they see how changed you are, it just like, it messes with their mind, because it's like, what did this person do that I didn't do? And they become jealous and envious of the fact that you're much better than you used to be, and they're not, and they know that mentally. They know that mentally. They just know that. Even you know that. So that's why they have this jealous, envy type of mindset towards you. And this is exactly why you can never be friends with these individuals, bro. They become like the enemy. Literally. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but it's the truth. Surprise, surprise. I'm not surprised. You shouldn't be surprised. It might have been surprising at first because you didn't even know any of these things. Like, you know, you didn't expect these things to happen. You thought people was going to be loyal. But it's so far from the truth. It's just not what happens in life. Because you were probably real close with a lot of these types of people before. And you didn't think anything would really break that. But, unfortunately, things will break that. Oh yeah. Things will. You become better. You do a lot more. You earn a lot more. You just become more in general. They can't stand to be around that. Because their mindset is different than yours. The person that you used to be no longer exists. The person you used to be when you guys were really close no longer exists. And they don't like the new version of you. Because it makes them feel inferior. It makes them feel uncomfortable. It makes them question life. It makes them feel sad. It makes them feel unaccomplished. It makes them feel all these ways. Instead of taking inspiration from you, instead of just respecting you, they can't take that route, which is the unfortunate part. Because if they could, you would still be good friends with these people. I am a firm believer that success, none of these things should really change a friendship. It shouldn't. But the reality is that it does. I'm living proof of it. I did nothing to nobody personal. But they took things personal. A lot of people took things personal of how I went about life in the past. And you're going to realize they were really never your friend to begin with. Because a real friend is never going to do that. I know people right now that are on the verge of being in the NHL, literally signed to the New Jersey Devils, like literally signed to certain things. Other teams as well in the NHL. I know a few people. You know what I mean? Their friends are not, I wouldn't, they're doing well in school, but it's like, they're not envying their friend that is on the verge of becoming a player in the NHL, making millions a year. They're not envying their friend. They're still very close. This guy will come home, they will hang out, they will do things. You know what I mean? So for something like that to happen, you got a real friend in your hands. If you can be that high up of a guy doing those type of things, and they can come home, and the friends can still hang out with this guy, good vibes, the love's still there, that's a very good sign. It can happen. It's highly unlikely that it does, depending on the friends you had, depending on how they go about their life, you know? Because people can take whatever route they want. I mean, if you're being successful at all to a certain extent, you'll probably relate to other people they could be very, very, very successful or just successful, whatever it may be. You'll still probably be able to be friends with them, relate to them and stuff like this, because you have at least a little bit of drive and ambition and stuff like this. But there's going to be some people that do not relate to you at all, that have zero drive, zero ambition. They're kind of just existing. They're kind of just doing enough. And that's the worst place to be in life, period, man. You're just doing enough. It's like you don't even want to do what you're doing. You do it because you have to, because you're just doing enough. You need to find something, bro. You need to find something that you want to do. I don't want to do anything. You got to find what it is, man. You need to have a sense of urgency and find something that it is that you want to do, to spend your time on. Put 10,000 hours into. You got to find something. Because living a life of just doing enough, it's just the worst way. It's the worst way to go, man. the worst way to go. There is no worst way to go. And you can be in that position now. It's not the end of the world. You can turn things around. You can do anything you want to at any time. But you need to have a sense of urgency. Like you need to feel uncomfortable. You need to bring something out of yourself that you're not even allowing right now. You got to bring something out of yourself to make certain things happen, man. Like for real. It's that sense of urgency that needs to come out. It's normal that a lot of people don't know what they want to do. Coming on to the end of my high school days, people's saying they want to do this, they want to do that, they want to go to college for this, they want to go to college for that. I didn't want to do any of those things. I didn't know at that time exactly what I wanted to do. I had ideas. None of it involved school. So I finished high school. I waited for things to be done. And I had a sense of urgency about myself immediately when school was done. I didn't pick and choose what colleges I wanted to go to. I didn't do any of those things, but I had a sense of urgency about myself as soon as school was done. And anything I tried or wanted to do did not involve school. So I had that sense of urgency. I worked my ass off. I was highly ambitious. And I knew I was going to win. I just knew it. So it's what you have to do. You got to bring it out of yourself. Whenever I brought that out of myself, a lot of people got lost behind. A lot of people got jealous of me even before I accumulated any real successes. And that is the truth. Because it's like they knew too that I was on the right path. I was working hard. I was highly ambitious. I was driven to the point of being unstoppable. Sorry for the cops. I should be feeling better within about a week or so, I'd say. Maybe a little less. I just can't wait till this is over, man. Like I said in the last video, I usually don't ever get sick. This is rare for me to get sick. I do not like it, but it is what it is. Gotta deal with it. But anyways, when you become that person, that you do have that sense of urgency about yourself, you might not even have it all together, but there's going to be people that can't get that sense of urgency about their self. They will hate you just because you have one about yourself. They will hate you just because you have a sense of urgency within yourself to go towards the things you want. Even if you're not succeeding, you're not overly successful, you're going for it. They envy you. They're going to switch up on you. They see that as disrespect because they think you're all the same. They have this messed up mentality to the point where anything and anything threatens these people because they can't get it right. So if you do, they're going to bomb the friendship. They're going to destroy it. They're going to destruct it. And they'll be friends with a bunch of losers. And you'll end up a winner. And you'll end up being enemies. You're not an enemy towards them, but they have this enemy type of mindset towards you. You don't give a fuck. You don't give a fuck. The fact that they took that route, it's like, okay. There's nothing you can do about that. Not a damn thing. They're going to feel however they want to feel. They're entitled to how they want to feel. If you want to do that to the friendship, we never had a friendship. It's the cliche, friends turn enemies. It happens, man. It happens in life. It happens to a lot of people. It happened to me. It is what it is. The people you start with are the people most likely you're not going to finish with. If you make some serious changes about your life, about yourself, about your lifestyle, your habits, you will finish with different people. The people you started with, not going to finish with them. If you keep living like everybody else around you, you might finish with the people you started with. If you never really kick it into the next gear and you just kind of let life keep going on. And yeah. So I don't want anybody being surprised when things hit the fan, when things happen. to you and your friendships, relationships, any ships, even with family members or anything. I've lost a lot of family members. I've cut off a lot of family members. I've cut off a lot of cousins that I used to be real close with. I didn't want to do that, but I got pushed to the point where I had to do that because things became very toxic. And we're talking about people you grew up with, man. We're talking about people you were like this with, like no word of a lie. You stay the night at their place, they stay the night at your place. You guys play sports all the time together. You guys were like brothers. These are situations I was in, man, that came to an end like some years ago. Quite a few years ago now. Probably 5 or 6 years ago. 7, 8 years ago, even. But man, I'm telling you, when you get that focus about yourself, it's over. A lot of things are going to come to an end. Because most people you grew up around, they're going to live just how they think they should, with where they were brought up, where they were born, no ambition, just this average mindset of how their parents lived or something like this, which I'm not saying it's a bad thing. But when you're that ambitious person, you're going to be the one that's left out because you want better for yourself. Maybe you were a person that you grew up in a certain place. It's just not good enough for you. Like you need more. It would almost kill you to just live average to how you were kind of brought up, to how things were. Like there's so much more to life. It's what you know in your head. You're ambitious, you're talented. You know you know you're going to be somebody. Like you know that. So when you're that person, you're going to be envied by a lot of people, man, that you grew up around. And surprise, surprise, a lot of these individuals become the enemy. They become very jealous. I've had so many weird looks, man, in public from people maybe I used to go to school with, and you see them and stuff like this. And not every single person's like that. I still know some nice people that I went to high school with that will still treat me with respect, which is amazing. I didn't want any drama to happen. On my end, nothing ever would have happened with anybody. Like, they are the issue. They are the problem. This is what happens when you become that person. Other people see you doing well. They envy you. It's not a you thing. It's a them thing. They're pissed off. They're bitter. They're mad. They're jealous. They're envious of you because of what they didn't do and because of what you did, because you proved them wrong. They probably try to destroy you. They probably try to talk smack about you to make it seem like you're not going to do anything or amount to anything. But look, you did. So, and like I said, some people will always respect you because they give respect where respect is due. They're probably hard workers, or they might not be the most ambitious people, but they understand that you got to work for what you want out of life. So they'll respect you. And that's amazing. And you respect them, and you're humble. You can talk to them just like anybody else. I see people the odd time that it's actually pretty good. Not everything is bad, but I'm just trying to break this video down because these things do happen, and I'm trying to explain these things. Not every single person's bad. Not everything's going to be bad, but there are bad things. It will happen. Especially if you become that kind of 1%er, ambitious type of person that actually becomes successful. Not only are you driven, you actually get it done. You actually get the job done. You actually do things at a very high level. So, it is what it is. There's always going to be those people, and they just took the kind of the loser route in life. And you know, if you have to be that person that sits back and envies others, you are a loser. You are. You could work. You could have this job. It's like kind of half high paying type thing, and you still respect everybody else. I have a mad amount of respect for you. A lot of respect for you because you're hardworking to a certain extent, and you respect others. That's respectable, man. I can't respect people that's just sitting around being jealous and envious of everybody else. That's trying to tear somebody else down, somebody else's dreams. You might have been close with a person like that before, when you were younger, when you could relate to each other. There's a lot of things you had in common. But they took a very undisciplined approach to life. They kind of just wanted to enjoy life at a very young age when they didn't really become successful at all. But you had this drive about yourself and you went a completely different way, which allowed them to envy you. These things happen. That is not a loyal person. It's not. That's kind of the person that they're kind of entitled. They need everything to go their way. Anything that doesn't go their way, anything that doesn't benefit them, they just don't like. They don't understand, like, respecting one another for who you want to become. They're that quick to throw the relationship down the drain. They're that quick to backstab you. Because they lack understanding in this world. You don't belong with them in the first place. They are not loyal. You are. You didn't want for these things to happen, but look, it happened. And these are how these things happen, man. So, there's nothing you can do about that. You see the situation for what it is. You see them for what they are. And you will continue on your path and purpose and meet a lot of new people, and you'll be a lot better off, a lot happier. And you're going to look back at your past and it's going to be all an illusion. It's going to be like damn, like I could have even been way better way back then if I wanted to be. But you got to live and you learn, man. You like, people don't grow up in perfect situations. It just don't happen. Most people don't. So you got to make the most of life. And you got to be the one that wants to become better. You don't need perfect anything. You don't need perfect support. You don't need perfect anything. But you can make life the best that it can possibly be by being focused, by being driven, by not taking anyone's BS, by marching forward in life and just getting the job done. So, that's pretty much it with this video. I'm going to close this one out and get a meal and get a little bit of rest. Hopefully, just hopefully, hope to God, I feel a lot better here soon. I think I'm past the worst of it, like I said, but I just hate not feeling 100%, man. My health and everything is everything to me. I don't spend that amount of time keep myself that healthy and stuff for nothing. So when things like this happen, I just hate it. But it is what it is. We'll get past it, and I'll be back tomorrow with some more videos.